Hey guys, Jordan here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Canon 6D and why I chose it as my main shooter. So first of all, I want to talk about the fact that it is a low budget full frame. So Canon does have four different tiers of cameras. They have their low end, medium, high end, and then professional. The Canon 6D is a full frame camera. It is one of the lower end full frame cameras that Canon does offer, and there is actually the Canon 6D Mark II that is out. Unfortunately, I only have the Canon 6D here. The reason why I chose the 6D was because, first of all, it is full frame. Second of all, it is low budget. So at the moment, you can pick one of these ones up for around $9.99 depending on where you go. I actually got mine secondhand for $9.99, but you can find some really good ones either brand new or secondhand. You just gotta shop around a little bit. My previous camera was the Canon 60D, which is the one that I'm filming on you right now. That one is an APS-C camera versus this full frame. The benefits of being full frame is that it has a better depth of field. It also has a bigger sensor, which means it performs better in low light. Full frame is meant to be the equivalent of the old 35mm film camera. This is the closest you're going to get when it comes to DSLR versus APS-C, which is actually a crop sensor. So it's a smaller sensor, which means it lets in less light. It does mean that the cameras can be a little bit more compact and the lenses can be compact as well. But full frame cameras, I definitely recommend personally, just because you do get a more accurate depth of field when it comes to lenses, and for me, it does produce a little bit higher quality of work. So my platform's Instagram. A lot of my work does end up on Instagram. And with Instagram, their quality isn't that great. But having the good camera means that if I do decide to use those photos for anywhere else, printing, a publication, or giving people high quality images as a downloadable file, it does mean that I'm going to get a better result. As far as lenses go, there's a lot of options when it comes to full frame lenses. Okay, so Canon brings out two different types of lenses to choose from. You have the EF lenses and the EF-S lenses. So the EF lenses will fit onto a full frame camera because they're designed to fit that full frame sensor. Okay, now Canon's EF-S lenses won't actually be able to fit a full frame camera because they have a smaller circle, which means they can get closer to the sensor. As far as the quality goes when it comes to the Canon 6D, its highest shooting is 20 megapixels in RAW and JPEG, but you can bring it down if you really want to. Personally for me, I tend to shoot in RAW at 20 megapixels just because I want to try and get the largest file size possible so that when I go to edit it, or when I need to crop it, or if I need to print it or put it anywhere, I'm going to get the best quality. When it comes to printing, 15 megapixels and above really doesn't make too much of a difference, but just having that extra megapixels on board means that I can produce a higher quality photo. As far as the build quality goes for the Canon 6D, this one's made of plastic. It does have the metal chassis on the inside, but as far as outside goes, this is all plastic. It has these rubber grips around the side, which does make it a lot easier to hold and a lot more ergonomic. I do love this camera. I've gone from a 550D to a 600D to a 60D and now the 6D. And as the camera size increases, the grip here definitely makes a difference. I don't get those cramped fingers like I used to on the 550D and the 600D. And even the 60D, although it's just slightly a bit smaller, you can definitely tell the difference with the bigger camera. The Canon 6D does have an awesome build quality. I throw this in my bag, I take it anywhere. I take it to the city, I put it in the car to go on car trips, it goes in my camera bag. You know, I have no worry about it failing me in terms of build quality. I'm really happy with this one. This one is a second hand, so it does have some external scuffing and whatnot, but as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't worry me too much. Going on for that one, with the build quality also being the plastic design, means that it's a lot lighter than some of Canon's other full frame cameras, like the 5D Mark III and the 5D Mark IV. As weight goes, this camera is fairly light. I've used a few different types of professional full frame DSLRs, and this one has been the lightest that I've used so far. Even the Canon 60D, which is what I'm filming on you right now, this is still lighter than it. As far as battery life goes, I get around 13 to 1400 photos before the battery really starts to drop. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the battery. I do always have a second battery just in case because I don't want to get stuck anywhere and run out of battery. As far as my uses go, I use this camera specifically for portraits because, as I mentioned before, the depth of field is a lot more accurate and you get some really nice bokeh when using this one paired with the 50mm 1.8, which is my primary lens. So I upgraded from an APS-C camera to a full frame camera just because I wanted that extra sensor size, I wanted the accurate depth of field, and I wanted a higher quality image. Especially when it comes to low light, this one performs a lot better than the 60D, which was my previous camera. Now, the reason why I love the 60, it's full frame, it's low budget, it's lightweight, it's got good battery life, just one of my favorite cameras so far. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed my video on the Canon 60. It hasn't been a super in-depth review, more so just the reasons why I use it as my main shooter. And if you guys are looking to get something a little bit better than what you might already have, if you're looking to get full frame, but you're not looking to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, I definitely do recommend this camera. Even though it is the first generation 60, it's definitely still relevant today. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.